This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details. Fan.
From the wind tunnel at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center to the echo chamber of an interview that PA did with Lucky Jackson. Lucky Jackson hoping to make the roster as a wide receiver, maybe as a punt returner as well. But I didn't know until I heard this interview yesterday. His real first name, it's Dontavian. Take it away, PA.
When's the last time somebody consistently called you Dontavian?
It would have to be probably right around when I was like 10 or 11. We had a close family friend. He would refuse to call me Lucky. Every time he would see me, Dontavian. So probably about since then, honestly.
Well, so Dontavian could have turned into Don, or hey, Donnie. Hey, it's Donnie Jackson, but it ended up being Lucky. Why, how lucky?
Honestly, it's just a name that my mom gave me very young, and it's something that just stuck with me. Honestly, just blessing to be here and just, doing exactly what I'm doing. So it's just a nickname that she gave me, and it followed through all through college up until now still. So lucky it is.
How did day one versus the Patriots go?
It went really good for us. I mean, it was very competitive. Obviously, we'll watch the film and there will be 100 things that we can correct, but there's a lot of positives out there that we can lean on and take into tomorrow.
And for you, getting this opportunity to run as consistently with the first offense, second offense too, but the first offense, how much do you embrace that? It certainly wouldn't change your mindset because you go hard all the time, but it is a little different compared to last year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I still step into that role with the same approaches I do every day, making sure I know exactly what to do, making sure that I'm winning on all the routes, whether the ball's coming to me or not. So honestly, just focusing on executing at a very high level. Being in the first group, we can't have really any mental errors or anything like that. So I just pride myself in doing things the right way.
When it comes to making sure you do things the right way and the film study and, listening, being on point, how much work is that this time of the year?
Honestly, just stacking days at this point, but honestly, that comes long before this. It's just things that you do just in your downtime, not even necessarily when you get to practice. Practice should just be kind of running fluid, just, making the plays out there. But just when you're going over and practicing, they're installing plays and things like that, you want to double down on those things before you even get to the field so you can go out and play fast and not really have to think about it.
Lucky, what do you get out of joint practices that are just dramatically different from, say, regular practices?
Just a chance to go against someone else. We compete against our defense every day, so just someone that doesn't know all your moves. There's no true scheme going into it, so it's just good on good. I mean, you get to go against another NFL outfit that is putting everything into their training camp and looking forward to the season to come. So it's just two good outfits to go up against each other in real competitive atmosphere.
Lucky Jackson is our guest after the first day of joint practices with the Patriots, and the Vikings released their most recent depth chart, and Lucky as punt returner 1. Lucky returned 3 in the preseason last year, about 12.5, 13 per average. Punt returner 1 doesn't necessarily mean it will be that way when you guys go to Chicago, but you got to start somewhere, right?
Absolutely. Like I said, I just don't take any opportunity for granted. I make sure I put in the extra work before and after practice, catching punts, just seeing the ball off the foot, decision making and things like that. So, like I said, man, I'm just stepping into this opportunity and making the most of it.
Well, punt returning is, I've been told over the years, it's hard. I mean, you got some, like Cordero Patterson, one of the great kick returners in the history of the NFL and Minnesota Vikings football, but he was never comfortable returning punts. Isaiah Rodgers has kind of told me the same thing. What is most difficult with punt returning and being a good punt returner?
I necessarily wouldn't even say it'd be catching the ball, and that's very tough as it is, the ball going that high with that much hang time. But honestly, the decision making is probably what most people on the outside don't see. You have to gauge the timing of the ball, how close people are to you. And if it is a short punt, you have to alert your guys to know that to kind of fall off their blocks. Since they're in proximity of the ball, you don't want the ball to hit them. So honestly, just the decision making and all of it.
So off day one of the joints against New England into day two, you're going to watch things back. You're going to get coached up and everything. But now, whether it's Carlton Davis or whomever, you've gone against different corners, and these corners are quite good. Day two, personally speaking for you, what do you know already are some things that you're looking to improve on?
Honestly, just to attack leverages, play a lot faster. I would say there's a play that I left out there in one-on-ones that I'll get back. So just honestly making the most of every opportunity. There shouldn't be a time where the ball's in the air and I don't come down with it.
A couple more for Lucky Jackson. Thanks a lot for the time, too, my man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Your football journey since leaving Western Kentucky, you've been all over the place, and there was a time where it's like, it's really hard to find where you were playing for a year and a half. Then you landed with the Edmonton Eskimos, and then DC, and then you end up here. Lucky got his first NFL contract from the Minnesota Vikings, I believe, in 2023. So your journey after Western Kentucky, what's it been like?
Honestly, very uncertain. That's honestly the only way that I can describe it. I kept faith, persevered through everything. Most people don't even know I played a week in the IFL before I went to the CFL. So that was very interesting. But honestly, I knew that God wasn't finished with me and that I had plenty left in the tank. So I worked a lot of different jobs, but I also always made sure that I put the work in just to be ready if and when a call would come. So,
what if you don't mind me asking, what kind of jobs did you work?
I worked at a moving company for a great deal of it. I was a trainer at a F45 for a little bit. I served as a team director at a Boys and Girls Club for a great deal. Just a few different things, honestly.
Well, was there ever a point where either people were telling you, people who matter to you, family and friends, or you thought to yourself, this might be it? I might not play football anymore.
I never really doubted myself. I always kept faith and just wanted to make sure that I was ready for any opportunity to come. But there was definitely a lot of people close to me that was just trying to figure out when I was going to give it up. I used to go to Western Kentucky a lot and work out back at my college, and I used to get crazy looks from some of the coaches just because I was a year removed, still trying to take care of business. I was going using the weight room, using the field. So I would get crazy looks and things like that. But honestly, I never let it. I never let it come between what I set out to do. I always knew that I could still play at the highest level, and I approached it as such. So even before my shifts or after my shifts, I always made sure I checked the box. So.
How has your position coach, Keenan McCardell, helped you?
Tremendously. Like I said, Keenan is a guy who did it for a very, very long time, and he did it at a high level. So always got an open ear to any extra coaching that he helps, that he tends to give. He always tells me to play on edges, win at the line, and tracking the ball late. So I always pick his brain just because he's been in those similar positions. He can talk from experience, so I always lean on him when I have questions.
Lastly, same question, what about Justin Jefferson? You can learn by watching him, but how has the couple of years you've been here, how has Justin helped you?
He's helped me a lot. Just, seeing things that I can work on the field, vice versa. There might be a release or a route that I break a certain way, and he has that extra eye just to be like, hey, just giving some more perspective on different things like that. So, like I said, I'm open to anyone to give advice to me, but Justin's always helped in the meeting rooms and on the field for sure.
Well, God bless you, and myself and a lot of people are pulling for you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the preseason. Thanks for the time.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
How about that? Getting to know Dontavian Lucky Jackson, making some plays and trying to find himself on the final 53. A couple more segments here, truncated, but a couple more segments here live from training camp. We're at TCO, back in a jiff.
Fantasy football training camp is back at Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Join Paul Charchi and the Fantasy Football Weekly crew tomorrow, full deck ballroom, 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy elite fantasy football knowledge and your shot at $1,000 grand prize. It's a free 18-plus event. Get details now, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Now joining us for, let's call it a 2 or a 3 minute preview here, the host of the Grum.
We call it crosstalk.
We call it crosstalk, yeah. Leading in, the baton will be handed off. 10B, Brandon Molesky here with me. And I just wanted to say right off the bat, you guys doing the live play-by-play, like we're kind of missing out 9 to noon. We're here now, maybe before a lot of the action takes place. You and Rod and Parker, the triumvirate, was so awesome yesterday. Was it fun watching and doing that with the joints?
I would say it's all Ron and Parker. I definitely learned yesterday. I've never done play-by-play. Have you? In your broadcasting career?
Yeah, when I did high school, I did a couple of high school football games, like a Minnetonka Wayzata game. I can't imagine.
I've never done it like a play-by-play. I've always kind of thought, hey, it might be fun to do like a hockey play-by-play. I realized yesterday that football, especially from this angle, not knowing the numbers, there's just too many numbers to memorize out there. I don't know half the players. I'd be looking at my sheet the entire time. So I had much respect for Paul Allen after.
What do you mean?
Trying to get through that yesterday.
Oh, doing the play-by-play, setting the scene.
Oh, you guys did a great job, man.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, that was fantastic to listen to. And then when you couldn't pick up on the name, and I know you got headphones on, like I would yell 10 feet down, Miles Price, Tim Jones, and then the way you would tie it together, I thought it was beautiful.
It's also like this isn't U.S. Bank Stadium 50-yard line in the suite area,
right.
like where you're at. It's a little dicey trying to figure it out.
Right.
You can't tell the difference between a 2-yard gain and a 12-yard gain from here.
Yeah. The and it's I'll get teased sometimes about you. I mean, we worked together at Canterbury Park for what?
High
10
level,
years?
long time. Yeah.
Right. I'm so used to doing things through binoculars that I call almost every play through binoculars, and people will be like, well, you're 59 years old. It's not a vision thing. It's a quick twitch pick up on things, as you can learn from yesterday if you look through the binoculars.
I could have used those binoculars because Stephon Diggs and Javon Baker, both wide receivers for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. One wears 6, one wears 8.
Yeah.
They're both wide receivers, similar build. They're both wearing those lime green shoes yesterday.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick them up.
Yeah, I had a moment like that in the Texans preseason game, and you being the master control supervisor for the vast and ever-expanding Minnesota Vikings audio network, you may have heard it, but may not have noticed it. It's a preseason game. But I thought it was Eric Wilson in pursuit of a sack, and it was Gabriel Murphy, where that 5'5" and that 5'9", they kind of mesh together. Now, in a regular season game, I may not be guessing the way I did on that play, but that happens all the time, like the numbers and stuff.
Well, even like I'll watch hockey. Like I've gotten to the point where I could watch a Wild game. I don't need to see their numbers to know who it is. I can just tell by what hand they are, left or right.
Yeah.
Size, how they like. You can tell by their skating stride.
Mm-hmm.
Football, most of them. I mean, everyone runs the same for the most part. There's not a whole lot of difference.
Well, that's why he memorizes body types, because it's not just numbers. Because for the regular season,
numbers and body types.
Somebody might be wearing the long hair, but they got the yellow cleats on.
Now, Phil Lodeholt back in the day, that's a body type I could recognize.
Easy.
Yeah.
Well, for the Patriots, they have an offensive lineman named Morgan Moses, who's built like Phil Lodeholt. Just a mountain of a man. So I'm glad.
Does he create holes splitting it like the Red Sea when he's out there?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm actually moderately surprised that you're here today, and I know it was scheduled. Wow. But the wind, I mean, it's like, someone said, there it is right there.
I'll be honest with you, I did not look at the weather forecast until about 10 minutes ago.
No, it's Abbott. I mean, he's not going to want to hear.
It was worse than our first broadcast out here. Now, that wasn't joint practice.
Yeah, yesterday was fine.
The first practice of training camp we were at, it rained the entire time. So we didn't watch any practice.
Oh, geez.
And we were dealing with wind that was 4 times this.
Mm-hmm.
So this ain't bad.
So today, eventually, Ron's going to arrive, and then it's going to be Rosie.
He's projected to be at noon. You never know.
Right. Well, we better have Parker Fox come out to talk about posting up as a wide receiver like he was doing yesterday.
There are parallels.
Laying it out beautifully.
And future RB3 Xavier Scott is projected to join us as well today after practice.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
The 10 of Fitz follows 9 to noon. We'll put a wrap on the show after this. Day 2 of the Vikings and Patriots joint practices about set to unfurl. As a fair amount, in fact, I think most, if not all, the New England Patriots are out on the fields here at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. The Vikings are trickling out of the locker room as we speak. Kevin O'Connell just emerged from his office, so we're about ready to get busy with some hot football action here. Brandon Molesky and the Tenafits here to chronicle all of the action. Ron Johnson by his side. That was really good yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it,
It was fun.
they had fun, but it was accurate, and it was just really, really good sitting next to it. I'm going to do the same thing today to listen to those guys on a day where if the stands are filling, they'll be packed. They were packed at this time yesterday. Weather-wise, I mean, holy cow, have we gone 30 degrees down from where we were yesterday? I mean, it feels like it's about 55 right now, the con.
Yeah, yesterday was perfection. Today it's windy. Today it's chilly. I don't know. Yeah, we might get some rain around dinner time, but it looks like it'll hold off in earnest through the practice. But the opportunity, I will say, from the days of watching fans, the scorching August days down at like Blakesley and Mankato and even times here at TCO, I think I would bet a majority of the fans kind of appreciate, okay, a little sun cover, a little bit of a breeze. Let's keep it fresh while we get to watch maybe J.J. McCarthy build on day one, how the wide receivers look today, those sorts of things. Lucky Jackson, if he wants a challenge returning punts, how about this crosswind right now?
Yeah.
So getting the opportunity to be here and watch it, I think it's going to be perfect for everybody involved.
Josh McDaniels, offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, just jumped into the offensive line drills, and they all got together. I don't know what he said, but then he left quickly, and now they're doing different drills. So, I mean, they. One thing that I do know is, to get a little steamy here, and this could be coach speak, but from what I understand, there were certain facets of the Patriots offense yesterday with which key members were not infatuated. So when you have joint practices like this, you come into the week thinking, all right, well, Drake May, Stephon Diggs, Ramondre Stevenson, who didn't practice yesterday, I don't think he'll practice today, and whomever they consider their best receiver behind Diggs. Then you get tight ends, veterans like Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Well, it's Morgan Moses, veteran offensive lineman. Basically no chance they play in that second preseason game unless the steam is accurate. And, the players, I can't speak for them. Like Drake May is right in front of us now, whether he wants to or not play in the second preseason game. But perhaps the word has been laid down that if you don't perform better today in this joint practice, well, we're going to try it again Saturday at noon on the vast and ever-expanding KFAN audio network, if only for a drive. So I don't necessarily believe it. I think he's going to sit May and all of his ones, and Dobbs will start. So but those are the things that kind of lead to high-level effort at joint practices. That was a lot of fun. Nice job, bud.
Cheers, man.
That's Eric Nordquist, Brett Blakemore, wonderful producing as usual, and I'm Paul Allen. Listen to the Tenafits around the corner. That's when they start to play the game, and they'll report on it, and you're going to like it. Bye.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.